It's not an are you inside of an object function. It's a are you overlapping anything function. Which is not what I frickin' want. I want a goddamn am I colliding with something? Am I inside of something or not function. I don't think that frickin' exists. Let's go see if we can find something, but I was just thinking, I was like, yeah, it's not actually overlapping something, is it? The overlap function is correct. It's just not what I want. Fucking engineers. So you have to figure out if there's anything around here that actually has any information. So I mean, we could get out of this by doing a sweep test with our geometry. Basically get the distance that we'd be moving by rotating around the y-axis and sweeping our object in that direction and seeing if we can do it. And that would keep us out. But I'm also thinking about our spawn function. Like, we could spawn an object inside of a box right now and it'd be perfectly valid. And it's just like, god damn it, like, come on. There just is no am I inside of a frickin' object function? Like, you'd think that would be just... Yeah, the only thing that I'm seeing online here to find it is you have to check against every actor in the scene or something like that. You know, there's just like a get actor bounds and like it is inside like something else, which is not helpful. Like, we just want to call physics and just be like, am I inside something? Now, why don't we take a look at something else? I'm thinking there's got to be something when we spawn something into the world that we have some sort of check already built into Unreal that checks if it's inside of something. Like, spawn actor in location safely? Unreal? Is there like spawn actor? We're looking for something like this. Because I'm wondering if their spawn actor has like some sort of So spawn actors on world, so it's like world.cpp. Thanks for getting rid of my window there, Visual Studio, that was real helpful, you know. So there's like a spawn actor function. Let's go to this reference, this declaration of spawn actor collision handling method. So I'm just going to Google this faster than frickin' IntelliSense can. Come on, IntelliSense, stop it. Alright, so don't spawn if colliding. We're going to want to check for this inside of our code base. So it's going to grab the root component, find the transform, get the location, rotator, encroaching blocking geometry? What is this? This is faster if proposed adjustment is null, since it'll only check out. So what is this? It's getting the root component. Component encroaches blocking geometry. Well, where are you? It's not here? Because I think that's the method we want. Like I googled it and there's no results for component encroaches blocking geometry. No results found for that? Alright, well. I was adding a namespace to it and seeing if anything was coming up there. So it's definitely in here. Let's see where it is though. So it's a static bool thing inside of level actor. Get collision shape minus epsilon is box primitive component. Init sweep component overlap multi by channel, overlap blocking test by channel. So if we have a bounding box but it's not a box component, it's actually probably maybe not going to work. So it's overlap blocking test by channel with our collision shape and all that. So maybe I missed the function that I actually wanted to call. So we're looking for uworld Unreal 4. Yeah, so overlap blocking test by channel. Test the collision of a shape at the supplied location using specific channel. Return if any blocking overlap is found. I mean, is this actually going to work? Like collision response, like we're... init sweep params, and response params. Add ignored actors, get location, blocking channel. I mean, is this actually gonna have the same frickin' problem? Like overlap blocking test versus component overlap multi by channel. So this one is saying like, if the collision shape is a box and the primitive component is not a box component, we have a bounding box. We have a bounding box for a box component, which means there's a fallback AD. Since we don't need the penetration to go and test the component itself for overlaps, which is more accurate. So are we finding that Unreal 4 also just has this issue where it's doing the same damn thing that we're trying to do? Interesting. I guess we can try overlap blocking test by channel with exactly and see if we're getting the same results. I don't think it's going to work because it's the overlap blocking test, not like some sort of is colliding. Because overlap blocking test by channel should just... I don't like it. I don't think it's going to work. I think their stuff's broken too. That spawn size is killing me. It's too fucking big. Init sweep collision params? Alright, so F vector. So position, let's do blocking channel. I need to get the get that collision channel. We don't have a get collision for the actual thing. Get collision channel for, yeah, it should just be the primitive component has it on itself. So just be get collision response, get collision object type. The shape should just be itself here. This should just be get collision shape. I guess that's how we can actually do like an overlap test with a small inflation, is you just call get collision shape on it. It's not bad. So we'll see if this does anything. I'm not convinced overlap blocking test by channel is going to do any better than overlap. I think it's going to have the same damn problem. Which means like the internal Unreal like spawn stuff has the same problem, spawning stuff inside of things that they're entirely encompassing. Which is freaking stupid. Why can't things be fucking simple? Can't there be just a method that just says, are you... Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. It works exactly the same. Because, like, we're gonna go right here when we swap our directions, and... it hits false. Yeah, and it's obviously not false on my other screen. Let's see what my other screen looks like. It looks like this. When I switch directions, and we obviously freaking collided, so... yeah, the overlap test just does not frickin' work, and I don't see anything here for Unreal. Like, they're using component overlap multi-test as well for their spawning, so Unreal just has this problem, where if you try to spawn something that's entirely encompassed by another piece of geometry, it'll just let you fucking do it. Damn it. Alright, well, that sucks. That's not fun at all. Thanks, Unreal, for having deficient physics system. We'll just keep Googling it, because that seems like a really... It seems really stupid. That seems like something somebody should have caught. Uh, Yeah, it looks like there are other people that have the same problem with like get overlapping actors doesn't work. Actors that are already inside a volume. So the other thing is, maybe there's something in here that I need to do for the actual piece of geometry. Let's just go look at the collision options and see if there's something that I'm missing. So we probably don't actually have to do a sweep test. We probably can just do like a ray trace to figure out if we'll be entirely colliding with something else, right? So take this piece of geometry, take a look at what it's got. I don't see anything on this thing that has anything to do with... Like, what is this crap? This is a box brush? Where the hell is its collision stuff? Like on these guys, like we've got physics and, you know, collision stuff, but this is just like a piece of trash in the world. Is it that this type, this brush? Why is it a box brush? Well, maybe there's something wrong with this object. Why don't we just try another object then? Because this thing is collision preset, set to terrain, and all that stuff. Multi-body overlap. Well, let's see if we still get the same thing. Huh, okay, so looks like maybe it's because we had super jacked up geometry thing that was just not a real physics box. Is that true at all? Like, well, shit. I'm relieved then that I was unable to find what the hell was actually going on to this thing, and very confused as to why it was all sorts of screwed up. If it's literally just like that I had a piece of crap geometry in there that was not a real collidable object, that was not set up properly, well, that's different. It's different than like the core Unreal Code overlaps don't fucking work. So that's a much larger problem that I don't want to solve. Excuse me. Alright, well, it looks like it's performing exactly how I would expect. So, that's good. Let's just go mess with a few things and make sure it works. So we're just gonna zoom the camera out, run her up. run around a little, see if we can, you know, get anything messed up to happen. And it looks like it's doing exactly like what we expect. It's got, you know, those little things going on that are all sorts of weird, but it consistently does fix itself, which is what we're looking for. Yeah, that's what we'd expect. That's what we'd expect to happen. Swap out and let's try out the other animation, the other movement data. Let's try flying. Let's see. I like how you Google with on viewport activated and just nothing. So why is it getting pissed off? Is this invocation process multicast delegates inside of? Is it viewport client is just garbage, or is it something else that's garbage? Because I want to actually fix this thing at some point. So parameters is null on this thing. So it's process multicast delegate. is this thing actually getting called from? This doesn't help me. This doesn't help me at all. It's viewport client activated, something like that. Not calling destroy on these things? Is that what's not happening? So we're setting our viewport client to garbage? Maybe that's good. Now I'm debugging stuff inside of Slate. God damn it. Guess I should just fix that crash. Yeah, seeing viewport destroy is never getting called. Well, what about on viewport deactivated? On viewport deactivated is not getting called either. Like, what the fuck? Deactivate is not getting called on any of this stuff, is it? Something's horribly wrong here if our unactivated, our deactivated is not actually getting called on these things. Like unactivated is getting called. And on viewport deactivated is getting called immediately afterwards. Alright, so unactivated is called when we like click out of it. That's what's going on. Scoped conditional world switcher. Alright, so that's supposed to switch worlds. Viewport is activated. It'd be nice if we actually knew what the hell this script delegates crap is actually doing. Like, I don't even see exactly where it's even calling that. Ah, yeah, so now we're just debugging random crap because editor crash. When you hit the play button, and it has to do with on viewport activate inside of some bullshit that Slate has, which is completely unexplained as to why that actually crashes. Nothing on Google says anything about a crash inside of it. So which one of these things actually goes inside of this script delegates crap? Alright, so it looks like it's actually inside of this activated, inside of here, inside of it's actually sutil's focus changed. So it's our graphics utils that are screwed up, I guess. Alright, well we should be able to fix that. And probably what we should be doing is we shouldn't be doing things like this. We should be doing things a little bit nicer. Because this is going to go out of scope and get deleted. Probably that's what's happening, is it's getting garbage collected. So we should swap this to what we were doing with... Is that what we did with some of the other utils? We swapped it out. It was time utils, I think we swapped it. It was something that was actually getting created by like the game manager. It seems like we might want to be making the graphics utils with the viewport client though. So let's go ahead and do that. We need a U property on this thing, so it's going to be like So we want to create a new one, and I think we can do it. It's not game manager. Is it game mode or something? It's like Dashkin game mode. It's a game mode.cpp that's got this like new object. Yeah, it's this one. Is there a destroy for Dashkin viewport client that we need to worry about? Should be on game viewport client.h. Begin destroy. Yeah, so I guess we need to override this thing. So we can destroy, we need to override that guy. And we'll call our destroy super method. Alright, well, we'll see exactly if this does what we want it to. Because what's getting messed up there was basically one of our objects was going out of scope, getting garbage collected, pretty sure at least, and as a result we were getting toasted with our graphics utils inside of that, which was causing a crash. And I finally stopped ignoring it, so we can actually fix it. Kind of the number of times that a crash popped up and I'd blame somebody else went high enough where I was like, maybe this is my fault. Yeah, so it looks like it was my fault. What do you know? And debugging is not exactly super interesting work a lot of the time. It's just a bunch of reading through what the hell was going on and thinking about it and trying to figure it out, because if you already knew it was busted, well, you'd be fixing it, wouldn't you? If you already knew what the bug was, that's pretty much the entirety. If you know it's broken, you just fix what's broken. Sounds simple. Not always simple. And of course, we're going to compile our code, because that's what we do all the time. We like to compile all the things, and it's super interesting when we do so. And of course, we did not implement our set method for this thing. So let's go ahead and set that set method up. And this kind of goes back to when I was setting up a lot of the initial Unreal stuff. I just kind of didn't really know exactly how to set up all my global variables and how the life cycle and scopes of things go, so I got some crufty crap hanging around. Which just kind of happens. I may go back and fix all of it. I may just decide that I don't give a damn. I'm leaning on the side of not really caring too much about it, unless it caused me a bunch of problems. And it really hasn't caused me that many problems so far, just kind of ignoring it. This is a larger project, of course. I'd be bitching and moaning and then wanting to get time to fix all of it. But, you know, we can spend 2 million years fixing all the things forever. And that's not really going to get the game shipped on a lot of those things. Especially when it's such a small team. Like, you can have stuff that's just like, you know, look before you, all you see before you is your game engine. Like, well, what about that part over there? That's the graphics engine. Never go there. Oh, okay, you know. So what I'm doing right now is to trigger this crash was just basically entering and leaving the editor real quick, hitting play and getting out of it and all that stuff. So I'm just going through that a whole bunch of times to make sure that I did actually fix what I wanted to fix. Let's see. And then I'm kind of testing a few of my methods. I've got this switch display. Method which I can call, and it switches like which monitor that I'm running on. Which Unreal does not support out of the box. But yeah. I do, because I like it when you can actually tell a game to be like, hey, can you like switch to my monitor 4? And if it can actually do that, like, awesome. If it can't, I get a little pissed off sometimes. Alright, so we have successfully fixed that crash, which was basically what was going on was we were creating a graphics utils object which was going out of scope because it got garbage collected. So what we're going to want to do at some point probably is, well, it was going out of scope and not being initialized correctly, and basically when we were calling a few things, it was getting called on garbage data that should not have been working. So maybe we should actually take a little bit and look through exactly what our global variables look like for these things. Because like, I was using this pattern basically of like just throwing this crap at the top of the file, and it's worked pretty well for most everything. But I should probably go through and fix all that crap. So I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write down under fix broken crap. I have go set up all the util singletons to work off of the viewport manager, the Dashkin viewport. So the question, of course, is why don't we just do that right now?